Hi there. You got me at a awkward time. I'm just trying to see what would happen if I merged all three of these things together. Um, Not exactly sure what the exact outcome of this would be, but yeah, I'm pretty interested to see how this goes or where this goes. So, well, we're gonna have to attempt a fusion dance here, but um, what would happen if you combined a horror film? Mix it up with an anime style and give it a video game esque vibe to it and have it be written by honestly one of the best writers for any movie or video game out there. So, what exactly would happen if you combined all three of these things together?
Julia? What? Am I okay?
Yeah. Basically.
I feel okay. I feel good. Julia, I'm not a zombie. Not at all. What? Oh no.
I had to.
Oh, God. Oh, fuck. Ah, God. Where's my fucking body? Oh, fuck.
Don't get mad. I didn't know what to do.
How am I still alive? How am I still talking without a fucking thorax?
I performed a magical ritual on your head. It was really hard. And I don't mean to be a jerk, but I think maybe just a little bit of appreciation is in order. If I didn't chop off your head, the venom would have totally seeped into your brain and turned you into a zombie.
Juliet?
Zombie Lollipop Chainsaw. My god, a game that had been basically in recognition and had been James Gunn's masterpiece upon a video game that was supposed to see a sequel, and yet never did. And the reason why is probably the most obvious, even though this game has a massive cult following. It is one of the best games ever made, and especially, okay, when it first came out, no, it wasn't popular. It wasn't very well received. It was just one of those meh, mediocre games at the time. But suddenly became very popular. And especially even more so over the years, more so with the well grown popularity of James Gunn. The game follows cheerleader starlet and all-around popular girl, Juliet, as she actually is, in fact, indeed, a, well, zombie hunter. She comes from a family of zombie hunters, and thus her family had been hunting zombies for pretty much generations upon generations. As the game follows Juliet, as she tries to save her boyfriend Nick, the decapitated head that her little sister is throwing around, and basically making that as a part. The entire game is pretty short within the retrospect of I would say only a few bosses with a big boss at the end named Rockabilly. That's basically an Elvis clone because it's James Gunn. But of course, what if I told you that there was honestly supposed to be not just a sequel to this game, but there was also supposed to be an anime to this game as well?
I think I just peed a little.
Greetings, kids and nerds. I'm Lady Universe and White Nerdy, and we're gonna kind of talk about what's going on with the Lollipop Chainsaw anime adaptation. Now, when you put together those two words, you'd either have two different reactions, and primarily, but we'll discuss more about that in just a tad here. For a lot of people that don't know, Lollipop Chainsaw was an Xbox 360 and I also believe a PlayStation 3 video game that was written by James Gunn and put together by the likelihood of Suda51, the same man I believe behind No More Heroes and I can't think of the other games that he had worked on. But either way, No More Heroes is the that people mostly know about him. And James Gunn being, well, a terrific writer, and yes, it does have James Gunn's own unique twist of humor that he knows how to put into this type of deal. I actually have beaten this this year, I think. I don't remember when I've officially beaten this, but it was a really fun and thrilling ride, and especially in February when it was announced that Lollipop Chainsaw was getting a anime adaptation, especially with a teaser from the artist behind the manga High School of the Dead, kind of teased her in a picture. People lost their minds, myself included, to be like, "Holy crap, we are getting Lollipop Chainsaw the anime!" Well, there's honestly one and two reasons why the anime right now is kind of lost in limbo, if that makes sense. But there were two reactions to this news when people have heard about Lollipop Chainsaw would basically becoming a thing. And I honestly mean that there were two reactions to this. So, in the likelihood, I'm going to show you two clips, and you would have been either the people that were happy about this or the people that were absolutely pissed off about this. So, what were the mixed reactions about this? Well, now look, man, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I absolutely love anime. It's something that I've always been a fan of, it's something that I've always enjoyed, it's something that's just a guilty pleasure for me. And when I heard that, yeah, there was actually going to be a Lollipop Chainsaw anime, I pretty much lost my mind, especially when I saw that High School of the Dead Lollipop Chainsaw crossover. And also, man, if you know me, if you know my movies around here, you know that I love James Gunn's Superman. That was such a surprising film to me, and oh my god, I loved it. But this is honestly one of the reasons why we might not get a Lollipop Chainsaw anime, is because James Gunn is currently working over at DC, and currently he's overseeing the Superman movies that are basically coming out right now. And you know what? I'm fine with James taking his time and doing his Superman movies. I actually enjoyed them, and I'm really damn excited for Supergirl, so let the man work on his movies. But yet, however, I'm gonna be one of those fanboys that still wants what was promised to him. And even if you ever came to me and told me that like one of my favorite movie franchises or one of my favorite animes would be basically either remade or is getting another season, I would be hyped as fuck for it. No pun intended. But I understand the reason why the game isn't coming out, especially with right now, like I said, with James Gunn doing his work over at DC Studios, so it makes sense that he wouldn't have time to basically write a script out for an anime. Yet, however, there is more reason as to why there isn't a Lollipop Chainsaw anime, and there are two kind of good reasons for it. I mentioned that there was a sequel to the game, which currently is still in limbo, even though, yeah, that's been announced quite a long time ago, actually. I think after the pandemic or prior to, I don't remember, but I do remember hearing the rumors that there was a sequel. And also, Lollipop Chainsaw Repop was the thing that came out. Yet, unfortunately, the company behind the game, especially Suda 51 and James Gunn themselves, were banking on the success of Lollipop Chainsaw Repop to be a bestseller to kind of get people more hyped into wanting a sequel and into wanting an anime series. And from what it looks like, since Lollipop Chainsaw Repop didn't sell as well, if memory serves me well, then this means that unfortunately, that Lollipop Chainsaw anime, or the Lollipop Chainsaw anime, is more gonna be in limbo. And now, I'm not pointing fingers at Suda 51, I'm not pointing fingers at any of the people that worked on the film, I'm not pointing fingers at James Gunn, nobody is being called out on this. But I honestly do feel that we can still get this anime if a lot of us basically ask for it. And as for me, I am one of those people that honestly does want a Lollipop Chainsaw video game, especially after finishing the game earlier this year. I'm pretty sure I've beaten it way back in January. I think was the official first time I have beaten Lollipop Chainsaw after one level I couldn't get past. We don't need to talk about that. at all. Ever. Shush. But I honestly really was surprised when they came out, especially when I saw that image, and you can find it anywhere, of the High School of the Dead crossover with Lollipop Chainsaw. I lost my mind. I was like, holy crap, this is a thing that's gonna happen? This is the thing that we're gonna get? Well, not really. Especially with now, especially with James Gunn working with his movie, working with DC Studios, especially doing Supergirl and also doing Superman Man Tomorrow. Season 2 of Creature Commandos had been announced. The dude is going to be hard working with a bunch of things all at once, so let the man do his work. However, if James ever does find time in his busy day to write Lollipop Chainsaw the anime, yeah, I would really like to see it. Even though I know that all at once I can hear a bunch of people scream over one thing that had been overused in the media these days. One simple monster that had been overused to no degree. And what am I talking about? Well, it's been a while since I've used the Gravity Fall Eclipse, so take it, Dipper.
Zombie! Somebody say Crombie? What is that, Crombie? Not even a word. You're losing your mind.
Unfortunately, we still live in a day and age where people look at something that's being done with zombies and going, that old excuse again. But you know, in all honesty, especially with the hype of High School of the Dead Season 2 coming back, seriously, don't do what the manga did and end on a massive cliffhanger that will never be answered. Please don't do that. I would make a video about the High School of the Dead Season 2 remake, or saying that no, but I really want to talk more about this than the High School of the Dead Season 2. If you're wondering really quickly, I'm excited for it. I'm really hyped for it. I haven't seen the original High School of the Dead Season 1. If Season 2 is released, yes, I'll go back and see Season 1 and maybe do like a lazy wing review of it. However, I'm just hoping that the anime does not follow in the manga and end on a massive cliffhanger that will never be answered. Case closed. But with Lollipop Chainsaw, I honestly have to admit, man, I really still want this to actually happen, even if it takes time because James Gunn is busy doing a bunch of movies right now. Even if it does take a long time to find like the right studio, if the game ever does get a sequel, who knows? But in all honesty, I do want to say if the game does not get a sequel, if Lollipop Chainsaw Repop didn't sell as well as it was supposed to, I have a counter argument. People do sometimes forget that something was once popular, but once you bring it back, people remember it. And what better way to bring back Lollipop Chainsaw than in the form of an anime? Get people talking about it, get people excited for it. The more people talk about it, the more people actually want to see it happen. So it's in my honest and best opinion that if they honestly want Lollipop Chainsaw the anime to be a thing, the best way to do this is to counteract people that aren't interested in it and give it to the public anyways, whether you release it on like Adult Swim, Netflix, whatever have you, and just see if people really want that. Especially with Mortal Kombat 2 coming out, which is going to be one of the goriest films ever put to screen, and Lollipop Chainsaw is a pretty gory anime, even with the sparkle effect, it's still pretty gory. You can still find ways around this, and the more people talk about it, the more people get excited. But let me know your own opinions in the comments down below. Are you excited for Lollipop Chainsaw the anime? Do you want a Lollipop Chainsaw anime? Let me know in the comments down below. And would you be excited for a sequel to this game? I know that I sure as hell would be, and I know that a bunch of other people that like Lollipop Chainsaw sure as hell would be. I'm not the only one in there. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be using the Cyber Nerdy speaking on. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I make an upload. And like I said, because James Gunn is working on his movies, and it seems like this might not happen, I think if we give it time, if we let people forget about Lollipop Chainsaw, and then bring it back with the anime, pretty sure everybody would be like, more Lollipop Chainsaw, right throughout the entire throughout the entire world. I almost said United States, I meant entire world. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be waiting for to keep on. Be sure to follow me at Twitter with a link in the description down below. If you like this channel and want to help it support it well, be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon to be notified every single time I upload, and let me know your own thoughts and opinions on a Lollipop Chainsaw either sequel game or an anime. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll be waiting for to keep on. Thank you guys as always for watching, and until next time, and as always, take care.